This is Kenneth Gehrig, and I believe it's non-negotiable to protect your family, your loved ones, and the things you work so hard for. Welcome back to another episode of Diaries of a New Business Owner. I was a W-2 government employee, great pay, great benefits, great people, great team, great mission, to a 1099 business owner working for myself. Thank God, not by myself. Got some great business owners around me that are running at high levels and very successful, and I'm really grateful for that. So I would be writing one word in my journal or diary today to reflect on, and that would be the word movement. I had instructed my daughters to clean their room, and I explained clothes go over here, toys go over there, blankets go over here. Ready, set, go. And they start going. Next thing you know, they grab the blanket, and in the process of taking the blanket from A to B, the blanket then becomes a dress, and then we're twirling. And I'm like, honey, you're confused. I said, we're getting the work done. We can have fun while we work, but we got to work so we can then play. Next thing you know, we're grabbing a toy, and in the process of A to B, we're playing with the toy. And it was just, this was this ongoing process. And I kept saying, honey, you're confused. And I would redirect. And in the process of doing that, I began to hear myself talk to my own self. That revelation moment. Kenneth, you're confused. You're doing low value activity when you should be doing high value activities. And right now, if you're listening to this, should be like, duh, come on, Kenneth, should have had a V8 smack me in the forehead, right? Those old commercials. But sometimes we don't hear. And as my mentor says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so I'm telling my daughters, you're confused, and I'm coaching them and redirecting them and realizing that I need to coach my own self, listen to my own coaching that I've been getting. You got to do the high value activity. My movement, listen, is demonstrated busyness. Listen, you could be busy for 12 hours, but busyness does not pay the bills. Busyness does not grow anything. Busyness does one thing really well, and that's make you tired. And if I'm going to be tired, I want to have progress on the other side of that tiredness. Busyness does not breed progress. I don't wear busyness as a badge of honor. When I hear myself say I am busy and I'm trying to get that out of my language, it's a red flag, because I am not looking to be busy. I would be okay working 6 hours and massive progress than to be working 12 hours and just be busy. And so I had one of my mentors called, asked me a question, checked on me in the moment, and they said, how are you doing? And I said, you can just look at my numbers. And I had another revelatory moment that my numbers reflect low levels of activity. But yet here I am, working 12, 14 hours. And it almost makes me sick just thinking about it. And as I was reflecting before I did this video, I was like, man, you know how much you can get done in 12 hours? I mean, really, if you're all in on something, you know how much you can get done in 12 hours? It's a little stomach turning, my own self. That may be you, and that's great. But for me, it just doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't count for anything. And I believe when I say pay the bills, my coach teaches me that money is exchanged when problems are solved. So if you're going to pay the bills, you got to go solve some problems. And going in circles, pushing stuff around, playing in the middle, confused about your time, confused about your priorities. And my daughter also does this. And I love my daughters, love my son, love my kids, family. When she has a meal that she is not really fond of, we have to kind of, come on, you got to eat that. You got to eat. You need the energy. It helps your brain. Like all these good, words. Try to remind her. And she'll just move food around on her plate, and she'll take small bites. So she'll do a lot of activity, a lot of movement, but nothing's getting consumed. And it'll get to the point where the food gets cold, and it's just long endeavor. And that's what I've been reflecting on. In my diary right now, I'd be like, Kenneth, your movement is poor. There's nothing to get excited about. You are just moving about the day doing nothing. You're just busy. And busy ain't going to do nothing for you. Hopefully all these little episodes won't be a beat up on Kenneth session. But it is what it is. I love that phrase. So one of the things that I realized with my daughter, though, in the room cleaning and in the food example, is that there are times where I've asked her to do a room or asked her to eat a particular meal. I'm like, this meal is standing between you and this grandparent, right? Grandparent's coming to get you. Or there's a milkshake, right? We're going to treat you with something special. It's amazing how the activity changes. It's amazing that you don't have to, I don't have to re-prompt her and redirect her and coach her to eat or clean her room when the reward is something she really wants. And if that could be a takeaway from anything, that's right there. So I'm asking myself, Kenneth, your movement, you're doing low value activity. You're just busy. Frown face. What are you looking for? What are you aiming for? And what is your desire right now? Because I believe we go to wherever we're looking. We turn where our head's looking. Where our mind's at is where our body's going to go. And so if we're just busy about the day, there's a reason. If we're not doing the activity, I'm writing to myself, you're not doing the activity, Kenneth. You're like the magnet. You've got it flipped over. You're confused, and that's why you're trying to mash it together. But you're just moving back and forth. You're never connecting. It's just brief moments with a lot of pressure, and everyone's tired at the end, but no one's actually staying connected. You're confused. Flip it around. Do what you need to do and connect and stay connected. So there you go. This is Kenneth Gehrig, and I believe it's non-negotiable to protect your family, your loved ones, and the things you work so hard for. Be blessed.